Hello there. Welcome to MicroStrategy Embedding SDK Playground tutorial. In this video, I'm going to show you how to build a page navigation using Embedding SDK. Let's get started. So to see the example, you go to Start Over and pick page navigation example and click Continue. So after you click Continue, the code will be automatically populated into the code editor and the code is running and you see the preview. In this example, we created a bunch of buttons. So behind the button, you see the first one is the first page button. So behind this button, there are some embedding SDK function we are calling. So first page button, we are calling this get. If you click the first page button, we are calling navigate to page, right? We're calling navigate to page and we get a first chapter and the first page in the chapter. So if you're calling last page, we are calling get chapter list first. We get a last chapter and we call navigate to page with the we're calling the last chapter dot get last page, and we're calling navigate to page with last page. If we're calling previous page, we're calling let's see, previous page. We just call dossier get a previous page. If you call next page, we're going to say we're going to use dossier get go to next page. For the previous chapter, we're calling dossier navigate to the previous chapter's first page. If you're calling next chapter, we can navigate to the next chapter's first page. So this is the code behind the buttons. So let's try it. To show you this is actually working, I'm going to show the table of content and make it dock to the left. So to see that, you can go to the properties. Let's find the configuration we used for this example. So the configuration is here. So this is the configuration object we used. Let me make this smaller actually. So here, so this is the configuration object we used in this example. So to show the table of content, you can go to property named TOC, no, doc TOC. Okay, actually, let me see. So that's the default. We actually don't show it here. So we can actually, actually it's there. Doc TOC here. So this object, right? So we're going to doc on the left. We're going to always show. So this will be false. We're going to say, we're going to make this docked. So let's try it. Okay. All right. So you see the TOC is showing. Right now it's on the first page, first chapter's first page. If I go to next chapter, it will go to the first page of the next chapter. If I go to previous chapter, it will go to the first page of the first chapter. On the event panel, you can also see whenever we navigate, you see what event you're receiving. So if you ever want to take advantage of the event, you want to trigger something else, you can listen to this event. So if I run this, you'll see what event you can use. If I run this code, you'll see in the console log, you'll see what are the events you can use. So we actually, in the playground, we actually automatically add this into the log. So let's see. So if I go to next page, you see this event will be called on page switched event because we are switching to next page. This is a page key for the next page. And on page load event is also called because we never loaded the next page before, right? This is the first time loading the next page. So then if we switch back, it will not be loaded again. So the on-page load will be called, and also the on-visualization element change event will be called. So on this page, the sum filter some selector will trigger the visualization change. So this also be called. You can see all the event happening in embedding SDK when you do navigation, when you do the interactivity. So let's see. We see the next page, previous page. We see the let's go to last page. So we can clear the log, and you should see the switch page event, page switch event, and also page load event. If you go to the first page, I think we already load the first page. You will not be seeing the on-page load event, right? You only see the on-page switch event because this is incremental. This is already loaded. We don't need to load this again. All right. So that is the quick example for page navigation. If you ever want to implement the page navigation, you can use this example. You can take a look at example. There's one more thing I want to show you is how do I get all the information about the page, the TOC, table of content. So what you can do is you can use this operation. So there's a once you get a table of content, right? So you can use this. You can use this function to figure out what is in the table of content, and you can use that information to render your own UI if you ever want to render your navigation bar. All right, so let's see this. So I drag this code into the code editor right after we create a dossier. So after we finish creating a dossier, I'm going to call the get table of content. We'll get an object, right? TOC object. And we're going to print this information into the console. Let's try it. I'm going to run this. You'll see some information in the console. Let's see. So actually, it's this one. Get table of content. This is the array of 4 elements, which are the 4 chapters. And the first chapter name should be summary, right, with the chapter key. And in this chapter, there's 2 pages and page names, overview, and revenue analysis, right? So you see, you have the tree information about the navigation, right? Table of content. If you ever want to implement your own, you can use this information. There are some other functionalities you can use in the operations manual. You can take a look. All right. Thank you for watching. If you ever want to see, other examples, you can go to start over and see some other examples. Thank you. I'll see you next time.